So my name is Cristian Pogan, and I want to present to you our project PolyMore. Our goal as a team is to help humanity become sustainable through the use of technology. And one huge issue right now in our environment, as I'm sure all of us here are aware of, is that the plastic production increases year by year exponentially. So much so, in fact, that since 1950 up until today, the total weight combined of produced plastic outnumbers how many people are alive today. So more than 8 billion tons of plastic has been produced. But this in itself is not a problem. Only after it is being used, we lack management systems for taking care of it. And more specifically, the biggest area where plastic is being used is in packaging. But many people don't know that 30% of this packaging plastic is generated from manufacturing processes. Also, as I myself, working as an engineer for 5 years now in a fast-moving consumer goods production plant, have seen many batches of plastic waste being thrown away after they cover the raw materials used at the lines. So plastic in itself many times is not the raw material, but just covers for transportation purposes the raw materials. And also these production plants have waste collecting companies subcontracted in order to take care of this plastic waste. But unfortunately for these waste collecting companies, 40% of the time, these batches of plastic waste are being contaminated with other substances, be it carton or other things from the plant. They decrease the economic value of the plastic in that batch and also incurs more cost for resorting it down the road. And so 40% of the time, the line operators missort the plastic that is being thrown away, and it is being collected as such by the waste collecting companies. Our solution to this is developing a computer vision system on CCTV cameras near the production facility which check the plastic batch before they are being collected and sees if there is a contamination in it or not. We're also working with ultraviolet detection camera in order to see specifically which type out of the 7 types of plastic is in that batch. This increases the efficiency of the recycling processes in the waste management plant where it is being taken afterwards. So our computer vision signals this to the waste collecting company operators. It is being sent back to the line by the operators for resorting, and only afterwards it is being taken with economic value and taken to waste management plants. We have started validation with LTEX, which is based in Oradea, and they collect from manufacturing plants of Procter & Gamble and more others, with RMG based in Udești Noi, which covers the automotive area and some others, and also Green Ambalaje, which is based in Bucharest, and we also have had good feedback so far from them. We will continue discussion. We have developed an app which lets you see what the computer vision system checks and which errors in the batches have been found, also in reports. Our main competitors on the market are Green Parrot, which are based in London. We have also approached them because they use a different segment. They focus on deep learning in waste management plants for auditing purposes. With Zen Robotics, they do sorting of waste with collaborative robots, Senso, which uses infrared technology, and with robotics, which uses big robots for sorting it. But the whole market is much bigger than the plant I'm working in right now or the western part of Romania, because even now the manufacturing sector in Europe is still increasing, so far having a value of $13.1 billion. And all of these plants have a subcontracted waste collector in their plant or near it. The next step so far for our team is to work furthermore in ultraviolet spectrum, to meet on the field with Total Recycling, which is in Timisoara, and with Green Group, which is in Oradea. And we want to have five waste collectors with which we can validate. 1 year from now, we want to have a reach of 70% of the industrial waste collecting companies in the western part of Romania. Also to have a remotely accessible and installment process on CCTV cameras in the plant, so to scale better. And also to involve furthermore, because we have started discussion with PolyMore Institute in Iași, Petru Poni, for UV spectrum research. We make money by charging 30% of the value of each batch detected as being contaminated, so for how much we save money for the waste collectors, and also a recurring €200 fee for using the system. We are a team of 5. We have background in artificial intelligence, in chemistry, also in economics, and also in engineering. So we're really based on the ground, and we want to change things for good. I'm sure this will become a hot topic day by day from now on, and we want to start a discussion right now. So thank you very much.
And the discussion is actually going to start right now. Thank you, Cristi. This was PolyMore. We have still one more tech startup to go, but now 5 minutes we'll spend on Q&A with Cristi from PolyMore. Please raise a hand to shoot your question, and we start with Adrian Erimescu. Please go on.
So I understood the camera detects the contaminated product, and then what? What's happening next? And are you part of that process?
Yes, we're also part of having a list, a total report for that plant. For I, as being a waste collector, I can see exactly all the batches collected and how much of them are being good or bad. So this alerts the operator right away in order to send it back to production. But also for me as a manager, I can tell which manufacturing plant does a better job of sorting, and I can charge them less, or they do a less job at this, and I can increase my fees, or can work different with them, because I also have costs when I work on the plastic they generated.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the input. Let's quickly move on to some other questions that Jaco, for example, has, and please raise a hand to see all the others. Jaco, please.
Yeah, I'm not completely clear about your business model. Are you now selling like a solution to a sorting factory where you install a camera and
yeah, it's quite easy to get confused on the stakeholders in the field, because many times there are plenty of them, and the value added is quite little in each part of the segment. Yeah. So we're straight out after the manufacturing processes uses the plastic and disposes of it. We're working with the waste collectors near that plant. So we're not working with just plants specific on dealing with waste and sorting it or doing the other operations of recycling through them. So we have the client, the waste collecting companies near the plant, and we charge them for how much we save them, because they also have costs dealing with the plastic and selling it afterwards.
But isn't it easier for them to just install a camera and rent a company to develop an algorithm?
yeah, exactly. But
machine
right
learning
now,
is not that difficult anymore.
It did. But right now, that's why we have started in visual spectrum, so what any human can see with his or her eyes. And right now we're focusing more, and we have started working in ultraviolet and detecting specifically what material type that is, which no human can do. So when we start this, surely we'll have a more unfair advantage, and no one can replace it as easily.
But anyone with a UV camera can,
if they have deep learning and also experience in manufacturing and know where to sell and who to approach and to get a bill on. Sure, any startup can be.
It's a race. It's a race. Thank you for the input.
Good
Thank
luck.
you for the questions.
Good luck. It's very important.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you.
Let's move on to some other people in the lineup. Please raise a hand so I can bring you to state your questions. Who do we have next? If there's more questions to be addressed to Cristian from PolyMore, we have one more from Tudor. Tudor, please.
Cristian, have you considered turning this into a consumer tool? It would be awesome to educate the consumer on how to select and recycle plastics, and I would love to be able to build my home bit by bit by recycling. So have you considered this and going the other way and not B2B?
Sure, we have considered it. The largest part of plastic waste misuse, like improper use for where it ends up, is from public sector, from consumers, from citizens. But the biggest issue right here is dealing with public institutions and everything, and enforcing some laws and some other things that are not easily approachable. But we have had some feedback from waste collectors to try the operators for autogonoliere, like the cars which get in all the garbage from citizens, and have the yellow bins checked if they really are like paper, plastic, and just what's supposed to be inside. If not, they should charge more the citizens. But we have not gone on that lead so far, because manufacturing is much more like easily to approach and controllable. So right there is more easy to implement so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see if we have one more question, a quick answer to that, or an impression for any one of the jury members. Please raise a hand. And if not, we have one from Andrea and from Mihai. If we'll have time, let's hear out Andrea's question.
Hello, great presentation, and I'm also a fan of recycling plastic and not only plastic. So
That's
good
awesome.
job for the idea and for what you're doing. How are you planning to expand outside Romania, and which are the countries that you're targeting next?
Keep it short, please. Yeah.
Yes, we're targeting countries where automotive manufacturers are based in or have subcontractors, because that's where it's more easily to approach to, like Slovakia, Slovenia, countries around Romania.